Your MLS or multi-listing always have the updated information for any of your real estate leads, either buyers or sellers. But the question is, how long does it take for you to keep all of those leads, buyers or sellers updated through all the social media platforms?
So basically you're saying I don't have a lot of time to always be doing analysis and then creating a generic new listings or market data analysis with stock photos because they don't even work. And then so that's what's going on in your head. But this is the pain because social media is a visual game. You cannot post 5 times a day with 5 different visuals and think done. You have to understand how different people with different brains work different ways, and social media is all about being the right fit for who is looking at that. And it's not. That's what we're going to talk about.
Exactly. But today, me and my wife, Alan Victoria, are going to show you the MLS to social media skills that we built in the cloud code, like a caption, images, and all the 5 platforms of social media, and in 90 seconds. And basically you realize that if in the past you were thinking that is not possible, but now today we are telling you it's possible.
So here's what happens. You're going to go into your MLS every morning like you do anyway to see what's new, what's available, what sellers, what buyers, can you connect the dots is what we do as real estate agents every single day. Now, with MLS skill to MLS skill that I'm talking about, while you are doing that and just sipping your coffee and looking at the data and thinking about who is going to get matched to who, you're running the skill in the background and it's going to post automatically to social media. And it's not even something you're actively going to be doing. You are still thinking about your clients because it's in the crone. And I'm going to have a whole video on what crone might mean coming up soon. So you're probably like, crone, what are we, witches? No. So let's just go through that day. It's Monday. It's 7 o'clock. You're having your coffee. You have to bring your kids to school. And now you have all the social media that you have to do. And my brand is completely locked to where you have real numbers only. I can't fabricate anything. I don't want any fabrications. Everything has to be truthful in mind, and it's a rule in mind. So I'm going to say, while I'm looking at this, I'm putting my MLS data into my cloud code, and it's going to be running the data while I am still looking at what I need to be looking at. So basically, it's 3 images in one workflow.
Exactly. Therefore, we wanted to really a little bit slow down with you because my wife provided you a lot of information, and this is the part that almost nobody explained it to, and it's the part that makes the whole things actually work together. That how we were looking at this all MLS data, and then how we can connect to our CRM with all of these buyers and sellers lead and instantaneously talk to them and update them.
So basically, well, again, you're not paying attention because you've built this skill. The skill itself is going to be looking at properties, what is there, what is actually real, the data cards, you just sold graphics because you have those already, the price drop card, the market statistics overlay that you're going to be already set there for it to use. So now it already has all this information, and it's going to start be looking at the data and looking at the numbers and recreating everything in a new way. So basically, you're going to have lifestyle and context all being created without you doing anything. So let's just talk about how this actually works, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail. So let's talk about the cloud code and PIL, which I didn't understand at all, but PIL.
Exactly. Therefore, this is our listing launch skills that running in Python. Of course, you don't get distracted when we say Python. Me and my wife, we are not a programmer. We are not asking you to be a programmer. And it
like
does,
I said, it's running in the background, and you're doing what you need to do with that MLS.
Exactly. It does 3 things. What is that 3 things?
Now it's going to automatically go to your Canva account. So you already have a Canva account. Your branding is set. I have my branding, and the cloud knows my branding, and it's going to use that. Now it's going to be looking at the real data, and it might be, if it's your listing, it can use the photos. If it's not your listing, at least in our MLS, I can't use those photos, but I can actually replicate in different ways, and I do that. Now, and then it's going to create different versions of it. So 1080 for Instagram, just to give you one. Maybe the link and share, the X header, the Facebook cover. All of that is being created from what the data that I gave it. And it's basically one render. I'm getting 5 different portfolio, same brand, same photos it's going to be using, same system, but it's fully automated, and I am not doing anything really other than thinking about my clients at this moment.
Exactly. The past two that my wife is going to go elaborate more is basically Canva brand template autofill for branded data cards. And this is part that you already do by hand in Canva, and then you don't realize it that you can automate whole system for you. And how that exactly works?
So basically now you have just sold cards with your branded on there, your auto-filled price sold, your days on market. You have your price drop data templates. And these are things that we've been doing for years on Canva anyway. Your Mars statistics overlay, which I use a lot, which is medium days sold, days on market, active inventory, and it's all in your brand as well. You already have this stuff in your Canva. If you don't, we have to create these things. But if you've been doing it for years like we have, you already have it. It's not that hard. Now your skill, your code has to be connected to your designs that you've already created, because now the template and the going to stay in Canva, the data is coming from your numbers, and that output is going to be created again while we're sipping coffee.
Exactly. Here is where it gets exciting, which is path number 3, using Gemini for lifestyle and the context. And here for visual slots that are clearly not the property, like as we said, the lifestyle, neighborhood, abstract, and brand image, we use Gemini image generation. And how exactly this Gemini generation works?
A cloud is handling it. I'm, again, not doing anything because I've set it up to where it can now connect to my cloud, my Gemini API. And this is where it's getting my city vibe shots, my abstract meanings, where it's just coming up with my market thread, and I've given it my codes, or my things in the past, my contacts. If there's no specific property, well, let's not misrepresent any data. I'd never like to do that. So Gemini is really for the image generation, to where I don't need to have a real property, and I have to use it as a great way to really stay on brand and still something that is still needed to go out there and just really look beautiful.
Exactly. And one rule that you never should break that is the property is never AI generated. That is the line. And a made up porch is a fair housing problem and malpractice problem waiting to happen. Therefore, you need to really make sure that we don't cross that line.
Now, once you set this up once, it's seamless. The pill is handling the property from your real photos. You probably have them in Canva, but if you don't, if you're on your website or you have them somewhere else on your computer, it can work on all of those things. But everything is about the property that you're going to be talking about, or we're talking about lifestyle. Yes, you can use some AI, absolutely. Now, let's go a little bit more into the detail with the 5 captions and the 5 platforms and the visualizations. And I love those market data videos, because then it's easy.
And here was our pitch in the beginning of the video, that how you can all of these 5 running in just 90 seconds. Basically 90 seconds that comes together like around 5 minutes.
Now I hear some MLSs how allow you to actually connect API, which would be amazing. My MLS does not allow me to connect API, so I have to download the data as a CSV file and then give my cloud, my skill, this data so it can actually run information for me. Now, if it's already my listing, it already knows this information. It's going to the address, the price, the bath, the beds, the baths, the square footage, the days on market, the lot size, the standout features that I think should be important, and who are the buyers that we might be looking at this home, like the buyer cohorts that I can think of that might actually want this home.
Exactly.
Like?
Basically, the example could be the first-time home buyers, move-up, investors, luxury home buyers, and relocators that coming into your city for jobs, for major employers. And this is important. No?
Right, it depends. If that house is specifically, you think those people might work, cloud can make the generations of the images in those fashions. Now again, things that you've taught your cloud to do. Instagram has to be under 2,200 characters, ending a question, 5 hashtags, 1 city, 1 state. Oh, state's my always problem. Listing attributes, my brand, and no links in there. Or Facebook has to be 700 characters. Conversational, maybe 1 or 2 hashtags. TikTok, under 300 characters, no more than 5 hashtags, and 3 sought 15-second outline. X, 280 characters, period. LinkedIn, 300 to 500 words, be very professional, sound like this listing has merit, and you can have a couple hashtags there. Now you want to talk about how the image works?
And the image basically is the pass number 1. The basically PIL renders delivers the IG covers, which is
right. We'll either bring it to Canva, like the pill will either bring it to Canva, or it's going to go to Gemini to get that lifestyle shot or the vibe or that abstract image that you want. So if those are all, like, depending on what the pill is asking for, it will go to what it needs. But it's basically always anchored on our real data. The property images that you're going to list are real. Your brand is on brand and on number, and all of your lifestyles are really, really contextual. So you're saying, my videos will never have a New York City in it because we don't live anywhere near New York City. Like, that's the opposite. So if I have a big city scare line, my pill went crazy.
Exactly. Therefore, the mass here is really important.
Yeah.
From 45 minutes that you were spending before, you come really to 90 seconds. And 45 minutes per morning, if you have it 5 mornings a week, nearly 200 hours a year is going to save you for these jobs of all this social media that we were talking about, to put yourself in front of all those leads. And then you can spend those 200 hours to something else that income generating activities that helps your business and extra dollar in your bank account.
So basically, I'm just going to quickly summarize how this all works. And now, setting up the skill is the hardest part. We have a Git that will help you with that, and we're happy to help anybody who joins us at EXP with Prosperity Agents there. Now, it's really simple. Once you have the skill and you set up your templates, and you say, this is the skill, and I've already given you the skill, and you have your templates on Canva, or you have your prompts on Gemini, done. You're now, after this point, you're going to open your MLS, you're going to go open Cloud 2, you're going to type in / the code, and then that's it. You're going back to read the MLS data, you're going to be sipping your coffee, you're going to be doing whatever you need to do, and then all of that should ship seamlessly into your social media slangs while you haven't done anything other than feed it the data. That's it.
And if your MLS has that API that
then
you can connect to Cloud,
don't even have to think about it, other than you have to run the skill.
Super amazing, which we don't have that at the moment.
But either way,